Good morning, everybody. So with today's video, 5 really good sea salty marine fragrances that are perfect for the high heat. Before we get into the video, give me one of these. Secondly, you might notice that it's a little bit more echoey in this video because we packed up and decluttered a lot in this past week, and it might be a little bit brighter because we got a new paint job. Now, first one is a great scent that was launched in 1996, and for me, this brings back a lot of nostalgia. Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio. This is going to be the original, the EDT. Now, I will say this, there are better alternatives out there. When it comes to this one here, some people are going to say the EDP or the Pathfinder. Granted, those are fantastic. I'm just kind of in this, I guess, this phase of nostalgia. I've been reflecting a lot in my personal life and just like going back in time. And this really does bring back a lot of nostalgia because, well, the 90s. It was released in 96. For me, that was a great decade for a lot of Gen Xers, but as well, this just reminds me of my dad. This fragrance apparently has a lot of notes, but the main takeaways for me are going to be a lot of citruses, a lot of sea notes, and you are going to get this musky nuance. But there is like lime, there's lavender, grapefruit, orange, neroli. There are going to be florals of like hindsight, jasmine, cyclamen, and others. There's going to be cedar and so on. So like there's a lot going on, but for me, it's just a lot of citrus. The citrus is lively, it is zesty, a lot of marine notes, so you get that sea saltiness, and I find it kind of gives off like this breeze. You know, like when you're just like, whether you're in Puerto Rico, Florida, or wherever in the world that's just along the ocean, you get that nice warm sea breeze. In some ways, this does remind me of that, but you get a lot of musky nuances as well. For me, it's kind of like, and I guess you can kind of say for all of these fragrances, is that when you're exiting an ocean or the sea itself, and you just let the sun dry you off, you get that sea saltiness and that musky nuance. For me, that's what this is. Fragrance number 2, I find is a great sea salty but relaxing fragrance. I think it's a pretty solid fragrance. A lot of people kind of like shitted on it, and I get it, but that's going to be MLA Explorer Blue. Now, for their point of view, I understand because this is nothing new. This is take number 4, so I don't need to respray it, but I understand that it does have some similar DNA to other fragrances out there, and I will also state this. You don't need all of these fragrances that I'm giving you guys. 1, 2, at the absolute most. There are going to be some similarities. There's nothing original with a lot of these sea salty designer scents. They just not. They're mass appealing, and they got this fresh, clean aspect. You know what? It is going to smell in here. So, but there is citruses. There is aquatics. The sea saltiness that's very aromatic. You get some musk, some leather, which is listed. I don't get that, but I do get a little bit of patchouli with maybe a little bit of driftwood as well. And there's a little bit of pink pepper in the opening, but it really doesn't last. Citrusy, sea saltiness, aquatic, marine with patchouli. That's what this is. I was kind of thinking that this was going to be a little bit more blue because of the bottle itself, but for me, this is just casual. Very much like all of these fragrances here, they're all casual. Yet you could wear them to school, you can wear them to work, you can wear them all year round. If you're from Canada and these are the types of fragrances that make you feel good because you just can't deal with the cold, that's okay. Third fragrance, I did not like this one when it came out. I thought it was redundant, it was just boring, and here I am. I'm plugging it. I changed my mind, but it doesn't smell like anything new. It just don't. And so I stand by my original opinion, but I do like it. Barbados Artisan Teal. For me, this is musky and sea saltiness through and through. There is like whitewater lily to add a slight floral touch, which is actually kind of nice. So it does break the monotony from the first 2 fragrances that I spoke about. But it's also a little bit extra fresh. There is lemon, there is rosemary, driftwood this time around, but for me, very sea salty, very musky, so musk is a note, but just extra musky, extra fresh, sea saltiness with a slight lily, like a slight floral take. Really nice fragrance. So at the same time, I stand by with what I said in that video, but now I actually do like it a little bit. Actually, no, I do like it a lot more. For me, like all of these fragrances really, but this one in particular just kind of reminds me of like Puerto Rico. Because like Puerto Rico was like super chilled when we went. Just, it's kind of like that beach life, you know, because we stayed at the Hilton Condado Plaza, and we were just like, for the most part, the beaches that we stayed at was like Laguna Condado. This kind of reminds me of that. Number 4. Now, I would say that this is going to be the cheapest one in this list, and this list is actually kind of affordable, except for this one here, because you are spending for the name. But this one here, oh, was actually quite nice. Original Penguin, original blend. Now this does have lime, it's got sea notes. It's also got peppermint, violet leaf, green notes, driftwood, musk, and so on. So for me, I do get a lot of that violet leaf. Where are you? Here, there we are. Oh, I really gotta air out this room. Yeah, if my wife opens up that door, pow! It's just like running into a wall. But for me, this is going to be a little bit different than the first 3 because you do get a little bit more of that greenery, but you do get this violet leaf. The violet leaf makes this quite aromatic. You are going to get the typical sea salts, the sea notes, the bergamot, the citrus, of course, but it's just a little bit more greener, but definitely fresh. For me, this is going to be like I picked this up for like $20 Shoppers Drug Mart, $20 Canadian. That was like $14, $15 USD. So you can probably pick it up for that price, but I would say like, let's say $18 to $25 USD. It's a great bang for your buck. And last but not least, this I would say, after this one here, is my favorite. This one here is just my favorite because it brings back so much nostalgia. But for me, oh my goodness. And this is gonna cost you a little bit more, but it's still under $100 depending on where you get it. Bulgary Aquamarine Put On. This one here, I really like a lot because it has seaweed. The seaweed is green, it is salty. You also get aquatics along with neroli. There's gonna be petitgrain, grapefruit, rosemary. There's gonna be like cedar, and I think amber's listed. For me, just a lot of aquatics, a lot of seaweed, citrus with a little bit of neroli and a slight woods. And I get musk in pretty much every fragrance that's like this type of DNA. What makes me like this one the most out of this video is that it's the seaweed. The seaweed is just different. It's a little bit more toned down than the Aquaporum because that one's a little bit greener. This is green, but it's just very fresh. It's, like I said, this is a little green, but this is greener. This one here, it's very much, like for me now, I said, where is it? I said that this one reminds me of Puerto Rico. Well, this reminds me of both Miami and Hawaii. So in some ways, there is that Puerto Rico like memory, but a lot of the beaches that I went to in both Miami and Hawaii, a lot of these beaches had like seaweed washed up along the shore. The beaches that we went to in Puerto Rico, they didn't really have that. So mind you, we also didn't venture too much out of the city. But a lot of the beaches, they were very well kept. But for me, this is just Hawaii. This is a great scent and definitely my favorite. And guys, that is 5 really solid salty marine fragrances that are perfect for the high heat in the summertime. If you want more detailed reviews, they will all be down in the description box below. But because that this is a salty marine, if you want to see years prior, I'm going to give you one. Check out right here. And because that a lot of these do well in the high heat, if you want to see a high heat video, check out right here. And if you like this very video, please drop me one of these. Thank you for your time. Take care. And I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.